From Playmates and their Monsterverse line, this is the Godzilla vs. Kong Mechagodzilla. Now, I won't lie, when I saw this guy in the stores, my first thought was, oh, I guess they had just a bunch of overstock. But then I saw him in other Walmarts, so I was like, there's no way all these stores all found like a big box of Mechagodzillas in the back. That's because a thing I didn't realize is Playmates is effectively doing like a saga line called Monsterverse. So not attached to any one movie, they're just going to go back and redo some designs. So they did King Ghidorah and Mechagodzilla first, and then hopefully they're going to do more monsters later on. I would love, another Mothra. That's the big one for me always. Muto is one that I would love to see. Maybe the Skullcrawler, maybe the Hellbat. In any case, it is cool because I think they did hit their stride with the new Empire line. The figures are really nice. And looking at the King Ghidorah before him, I think Mechagodzilla has a lot of potential. You can see he's just packaged here in the box. And you go to the back, and you got like a little blurb that's not really about Mechagodzilla, it's just about the toy line. Here he is shooting, blood. Yeah, sure, he's shooting blood. I know it's his laser beam. I know it is. Here we go. A robotic apex predator with unstoppable power of laser destruction, Mechagodzilla was created in secret to destroy Godzilla and the reign of monsters. Yay! Alright, let's get Mechagodzilla opened up. Getting Mechagodzilla out of the box, my first thought is he's almost great. He's almost really good, except he has one massive issue. Just looking over the toy, he's massive, right? He's nearly 8 inches from snout to tail. He stands around 5 inches tall. He has a lot of good sculpted detail. Not a lot of paint, but the paint that's there is giving him a nice wash. He even has good articulation. He has a hinge at the jaw, universal in the shoulder. You have nothing in the elbows or the wrists, but you have a universal down here in the hips. You have a good hinge for the knee, and you have a swivel down here for the foot. You even have a ball joint here for the tail. The tail has a bendy wire, and though it doesn't have poses, you can at least slash it around, right? All cool. Here's the problem, right? Watch this. You see how bad those hips are? Incredibly loose. He has a hard time standing up at all. Even if you're using the tail to help tripod him, it doesn't really work because then the other hip goes limp. You can get him into some poses, but he's always going to be fighting against it. Mechagodzilla is almost really cool. He's almost a great toy, but he can't stand. You do have a decent gimmick. You can pop the head open, stick the photon blast inside, and then boom. It doesn't look great. It really doesn't. I don't know what this is. But okay. It's like just a little extra weird bit on what was already a pretty disappointing Sunday, if I'm being honest with you. I mean, comparing him to his wave mate, King Ghidorah, it's no contest. King Ghidorah might be smaller, sure, but he has so much more going for him. And I'll give you this, there is one more gimmick. You can rip off this plate, because like a lot of the Godzilla figures, there is bow damage. The only thing is, what does that do exactly? Let's show King Ghidorah's, right? You rip this off. Here, it's kind of hard to get them off sometimes. But you rip it off, boom, explodes tendons. That's an obvious mark. Here, it's just more the same. I'll put it back on, right? And really look for it. How much visual difference is there between the chest plate being on and being off? It'd be cool if maybe there was, paint underneath there. Maybe there was, an exposed red. But instead, it's just yet another thing that Mechagodzilla doesn't do all that well. Mechagodzilla is not terrible. He's about on the same level as the normal Godzilla is. The issue is, that still puts him at the bottom of the heap. The monkeys are all far more impressive, especially One Eye. Shimo is a better monster. Tiamat is more fun. Mothra is better looking. King Ghidorah is King Ghidorah. So, you have all these other toys that are out at the same exact time that far outclass Mechagodzilla. And that's without talking about the god king of this entire toy line, the Drowned Viper. Instead of getting Mechagodzilla, you could get the Drowned Viper. Just get the Drowned Viper. That's the moral of the story. Okay, and if you have the Drowned Viper, get Mothra, get One Eye, get Tiamat, get King Ghidorah, get Shimo. There's so many good monsters in this line. And I don't want to hate on Mechagodzilla because, hey, not every toy line is going to bat 1,000. No toy line can bat 1,000 every time. And for $10, Mechagodzilla is still a good deal just for the sheer size of the toy alone. But $10 can get you so many other creatures and characters that are cooler. Again, Mothra and King Ghidorah are both characters that you care about that have great designs. So Mechagodzilla, even though he's one of the big five, right? He doesn't look cool, and he doesn't play well. So you have other members of the big five that are doing better. And if you just want a cool Monsterverse design, Shimo and Tiamat. And if you want the best experience, again, the Drowned Viper, who's just sitting out on my lap right now, because at this point the Drowned Viper is basically my cat. Mechagodzilla is not bad. He's not. He's just not as good as a lot of his peers.